Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to the Aura News broadcast. It is now time for our daily English Flash News edition. And as usual, I'm Daniel Cook, your host, keeping you updated with the latest happenings here in Tirana and the surrounding area. In today's news, the opposition has mentioned the possibility of a compromise that may put an end to their boycott of Parliament. After meeting with his allies, the head of the opposition, Lulzim Basha, said that he hopes that the majority will think about its decisions. Some of the allies of the Democratic Party, such as the head of the Movement for National Development and the head of the Republican Party, have expressed the opinion that the opposition must return to the Parliament. Next Thursday will most likely mark the end of the political crisis in Albania. During a statement for the media, the head of the opposition gave the green light for the opposition to return to Parliament. The first one to decide to make a return was the head of the Movement for National Development. On his part, the head of the Republicans, who is the most loyal ally of the Democrats, said that the government must create the proper conditions first, and then the opposition will return to Parliament. These messages from the members of the opposition came only one day after the start of negotiations between the government and the European Parliament. The European Parliament has also pressured the opposition to take up its rightful place in the Parliament once again. Two days ago, the President of Albania, Bujar Nishani, selected a candidate to replace the governor of the Central Bank of Albania. Now, less than a week after this decision, Prime Minister Edi Rama held a meeting with the head of state to discuss this matter. Sources say that the Prime Minister arrived at the presidency during this morning before the start of the parliamentary session. The meeting lasted for longer than 30 minutes, and when they emerged, neither the President nor the Prime Minister stated whether they had reached any conclusion. The majority has not yet officially confirmed whether it agrees with the selection of the President, but their statements have shown that they are not very pleased with it. The Prime Minister and the President are following different procedures to elect the new governor of the central bank. The position of governor of the bank has been left open after the huge theft that took place some time ago. The prosecution has requested 55 cumulative years of prison for the 10 defendants in the case of the theft at the Central Bank of Albania. During today's session, the prosecution requested 6 years in prison for 5 of the defendants and 5 years of prison for the other 5. The court is expected to announce its decision on December 26th. The former officials of the Central Bank of Albania are accused of abuse of office, paving the way and creating the conditions for the theft of 713 million lek from the vault of the most important financial institution in all of Albania. The inhabitants of the village of Gerdets have been living without electricity for some time now, and with winter in full swing, the situation is looking very bleak for these people. The inhabitants of the village cannot afford to pay their energy bills, and now they are facing the harshness of the winter without electricity. One of the people of this area stated for Aura News that she does not turn on her television, she does not run her washing machine, and she does not use any kind of electrical equipment. But still, an energy bill for 700 lek comes every month. She, of course, questions the fairness of what is going on there. But paying their current bills is not the only thing that the people of this village have to worry about. As a gift for the coming holiday season, the people of this area have received backdated electricity bills starting from March of 2008. Most of these people were not even living in Gerdets at that time. Now they are being told that they must pay 2 million lek. The people say that everyone has forgotten about them and they don't even know where to turn for their rights. Prime Minister Edi Rama feels that the recent employment data that was released by Instat proves that his economic model is being successful. The Prime Minister spoke today in Parliament about the data that was published yesterday by the Institute of Statistics. The data showed that the unemployment rate in Albania has decreased. According to the Prime Minister, this is proof that the Albanian government has implemented an efficient economic model. Mr. Rama said, "The latest data published by the Institute of Statistics are proof of what this government has accomplished. We have increased the number of people employed in the Social Security ledgers. This data shows that we have implemented a new economic model which will increase the rate of employment and put an end to slavery." The Prime Minister then clarified what he meant by his statement of slavery. "When I speak about slaves, I refer to those who work without social benefits," said the Prime Minister of Albania. The Albanian Helsinki Committee, which is a non-political organization, feel that some of the articles of the law on the state police may be unconstitutional. The executive director of the Albanian Helsinki Committee was invited last night to be a guest on the show Tonight Ylva Tare. There she expressed the same ideas as the opposition, saying that the new law gives the state police some rights that should belong to the prosecution. She said, "We have seen that some of the proposals that were made were taken into consideration, but not all of them. We have some complaints about the law on the state police, and we might even address the Constitutional Court to solve these problems. We believe that this law goes against some of the principles of the Constitution. The government has mixed up the rights of the state police and the prosecution. Both these institutions must cooperate with each other, but their rights must be clearly defined. According to us, this law violates the Albanian Constitution," stated the executive director of the Albanian Helsinki Committee during her interview on Tonight Ylva Tare. In a very shocking turn of events in the world of sports, both of Albania's world champion weightlifters have tested positive for steroid use. The world of weightlifting is now in an uproar over this issue. After it was discovered that the world champion, Romela Begaj, was using steroids, 2 other champions have also tested positive in the anti-steroid analysis. The World Championship of Kazakhstan has now turned into the World Championship of stanozolol, which is assumed to be the same substance that was used by the Albanian weightlifters. RTV Ora News was the first to confirm the news at about 7:50 yesterday evening, and today this scandal was also confirmed by the International Federation of Weightlifting. In its website, the official Worldwide Institution of Weightlifting states that Daniel Godelli has tested positive with a substance called stanozolol, a drug which stimulates testosterone output and is absolutely forbidden by the International Agency of Anti-Doping. The Albanian weightlifter has been temporarily suspended until the second round of the analysis can be conducted. The same thing has happened to another Albanian champion, Husun Palaku, who won the gold medal in the youth category. This is the 4th time that Albanian weightlifters have tested positive for doping. The Albanian Federation of Weightlifting might even be suspended from the world competitions because in only the last 9 years, 10 athletes have tested positive for steroids. Despite the economic crisis, the energy bills, and the difficult times, the Albanian people are still finding ways to give gifts to each other this holiday season. This year, jewelry and clothing are among the favorite gifts that are being given for New Year's. Prices have remained nearly the same as they were a year ago, but the number of New Year gifts have increased. To some people, gifts have an important material value, while according to others, New Year's gifts have only a spiritual value. This has been the English Flash News Edition. Thank you for watching. Please join us again tomorrow at the same time for more Albanian news in English, right here on Ora News. Thank you, and good night.